Hey, Aline, have you ever started telling a story and suddenly got lost in the details?
All the time. I start with a great idea, but it doesn't flow. I wish there was a simple way to structure stories.
Well, exactly. That's why today we're going to learn how to write a short narrative that makes sense and keeps people hooked.
And the best part, you'll see how storytelling in English can be fun and creative.
Fantastic. And then sound at the back, it's perfect for our podcast because we are going to talk about, just podcasts of mystery and things like that. So police is always welcome. So let's get started. You are listening to Trainland Podcast and your place to learn English. Get your free class with a link and description to visit trainer.com. That's the page that you can see here. And you can learn English with the best online school. So fantastic. Let's go into our fictional dialogue, Aline.
Yes, let's do this. So, as far as I understand, we are brainstorming a short story for a writing contest. Let's
Yep.
see if we win.
All right. Okay. So let's pick a main character, Aline. How about someone discovering a secret in the neighborhood?
Perfect. Let's start at the old library. It was quiet and slightly creepy.
Yes. And we can add a twist. Maybe the character finds an old letter hidden in a book.
I like that. Then we describe what was happening while they discovered it. For example, it was raining and the streets were empty.
That sounds good. And we need emotions, fear, excitement, curiosity. This makes the story come alive.
Yeah, and we should also organize the events with sequence words. First, then, after that, finally.
Absolutely. And we can add little side actions in the background to make it more real. Maybe a cat jumps out or someone walks by and noticed.
Finally, we end with a surprise. Maybe the letter isn't what they expected, or it leads to a mystery.
Brilliant, Aline. This will be exciting for readers and fun to write. So storytelling is a skill you can really improve in English. Hmm, fantastic. So, but for that, we need a little bit of grammar, no, Aline? So can you tell us what can we use just for this things?
Exactly. We need tenses. What tenses do we need when we want to write a grammar or narrative structure? So, first of all, we need to use past simple for main events. Example,
Mm,
I opened the old book and found a letter. Past simple. We also use past continuous for the background. Example, it was raining when I walked down the street. Then we need sequence words. Now we leave the tenses, so past simple and past continuous. And what about the sequence words? We need first, then, after that, or finally, and finally. And if we talk about emotions, vocabulary for reactions and emotions, we can use excited, nervous, curious, surprised. And an example would be she felt curious as she opened the envelope.
mm. All right. So then, common verbs in storytelling, no? For example, discover, notice, find, hide, run, escape, chase, search. So, I don't know. He discovered a strange object in the park. And here also you got a common story structures used in podcasts. So, for example, you need a linear story. So events in chronological order. Okay, people. If you don't do this, people can get lost. Then maybe a flashback, using past perfect for prior events. This is usually when you watch this type of movies or you hear this type of things, there's always a flashback, right? Just it goes back to remember maybe something that happened a day or a week before. And then you have the cliffhanger that leaves suspense for the reader or the listener, and a twist ending, which is always perfect. No, an expected outcome is overturned because it's very boring. No, Aline, when you know what is going to happen or you think what is going to happen and it happens. No,
Yeah, you
no,
want to be surprised.
that's right. You want to be
You want a
surprised.
twist. You want a twist ending.
That's right.
Very good. También tenemos conectores de secuencia. For your stories to be clear, easy to follow, you need to use connectors. So we mentioned them earlier, first, then, after all, finally. Example, first he warmed up, then he practiced his shots. After that, the match began. Another one, or another two that are good is while and as for simultaneous actions. Example, while the coach was explaining, the players were warming up. And then we, of course, can use when. That's to indicate interruptions or important events. He scored a goal when the referee was not looking, for example.
Okay, good. So, and then you need also emotions and descriptions. So, I don't know, just an emotion word, not just excited, or she was excited at the game, or she was excited when this happened, or maybe nervous, or surprised, or maybe curious. No. What about the use of comparatives and superlatives?
Yes. So comparatives is to make your story richer. For example, más que. We could say, I don't know, the 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 letter was more interesting than the book, for example, because we were
Very
talking
good.
about that
Oh,
mystery.
very
Or
good.
we also have the superlative, and then we could say, oh, the darkest place in the library was.
That's right. Very good, fantastic. And maybe a storytelling tip, pues mira, puedes aprender inglés real practicando, narrando eventos o hablando de cosas que ocurren o inventándote historias, ¿no? Como la que nos acabamos de inventar ahora en este podcast, ¿no? Pues hablando un poquito de todas estas cosas. Bueno, pues vámonos a la frase, Aline.
Question for the audience, yes?
Sí.
¿Cómo diríais? El ladrón entró silenciosamente en la casa mientras nadie lo esperaba.
Ok, bueno, si estáis escuchando este podcast, pues ir pensando, porque después no os diremos cómo lo podríamos decir en inglés. Fantástico. Bueno, pues si estás disfrutando este episodio, if you're enjoying this episode, visit our website, trainer.com, to improve your English with a 100 effective method and a very complete e-learning platform. Or you can also scan the QR to get your free class. Así que ahí tienes toda la información que necesitamos. Pues, Aline, nos vamos un poco a hablar de True Crime Popularity Explained, ¿no? Porque cada vez más hay un montón de estos programas, ¿no? De True Crime things. So that's right. So it's incredible, ¿no? It's incredible to see how true crime podcasts and series have grown in popularity worldwide. Shows like, for example, Only Murders in the Building have millions of viewers because they perfectly combine suspense, mystery, storytelling, and humor as well.
Exactly. People enjoy following a story with clues, red herring, and unexpected twists. The thrill of trying to solve a mystery engages listeners and viewers in a very active way.
That's true. So podcasts like Crime Junkie or My Favorite Murder or Case File have taken this to another level. They give a sense of participating in an investigation, so analyzing evidence and following events in order.
And it's not only the stories themselves, the way hosts deliver the content, calm, suspenseful, or sometimes humorous, keeps people glued to the episodes, even if they're commuting or cooking.
And there's also a global trend. In the US, for example, true crime often focuses on dramatic storytelling or historical or recent crimes with high production value. In the UK, shows like Someone Knows Something emphasize investigative journalism and real police work. And in Canada, Australia, podcasts often mix storytelling with psychological insights.
Streaming platforms and social media have amplified this trend. People share theories online, discuss episodes in communities, and create a shared curiosity that makes listening a social activity.
And series like Only Murders in the Building also attract audiences by blending genres, comedy, fiction, mystery together, make it accessible to viewers who might not usually watch documentaries or crime shows because maybe they don't like that, but maybe they like humor and other stories.
True crime appeals because it taps into natural human curiosity. We want to understand why things went wrong, identify mistakes, and see how events unfolded. This fascination is universal. It doesn't matter if you're in the US, UK, Canada, or Spain.
And another reason for the popularity of is education and engagement. Listeners pick up new vocabulary, practice narrative tenses, and follow complex stories in English, all while enjoying entertainment. It's learning through curiosity.
Finally, the format allows for flexibility. Podcasts let you binge listen, watch series at your own pace, and replay details. The combination of suspense, pacing, and narrative techniques keep audiences coming back episode after episode.
Fantastic. So let us share some vocabulary or word expressions and the meaning, no? So, for example, when we talk about suspense, what?
Decimos que es la tensión o la intriga que mantiene el espectador atento.
Muy bien, ¿eh? En español sería igual, ¿no? Suspense.
Sí.
Okay.
What
¿Y
about-
twist? ¿Y twist?
Ese es el giro inesperado en la historia.
Muy bien. Lanza tú alguna, Aline.
Investigation, what is that?
Bueno, pues nada, suena como en español, investigación, el seguimiento de pistas.
What about clues?
Muy relacionado con las pistas, ¿no? De hecho, son pistas que ayudan a resolver el misterio. Tú habías utilizado antes la palabra bench listening.
Escuchar varios episodios seguidos. Creo que
Muy
a todos
bien.
nos suena mucho.
Sí, sí, esto de benji listening, benji watching, ¿no? Ahí estamos enganchados todos. Muy bien. Bueno, esperamos que nuestros escuchantes tengan este problema, ¿no? Que sean
Ay, con nosotros, sobre todo con
listeners, benji listeners, ¿no? Que nos escuchen mucho. Okay.
And what about narrative techniques?
Bueno, pues esas técnicas narrativas que hacen que la historia sea atractiva. ¿Habías dicho antes red herrings?
Sí, son falsas pistas para engañar al público. Eso
muy
que
bien.
hace que te mantengas atento a ver si has descubierto quién es el asesino.
Muy bien. Y luego también hemos comentado la palabra hybrid genres, ¿no? Esa combinación de géneros con el humor, el misterio. Pues genial, porque al final estos True Crime podcasts y series succeed because they combine curiosity, suspense, storytelling, and social engagement. So the audience learns while being entertained, which is why the trend continues to grow across countries.
Very good. So now it's time for us to know how you would say el ladrón entró silenciosamente, en la casa mientras nadie lo esperaba. ¿Cómo lo diríamos?
Pues mira, aquí tenemos una opción. The thief had entered the house silently while no one was expecting him. Sería una buena opción.
Very good. Now I have a question for you. Pregunta abierta para todos vosotros. Do you like true crime stories? Please share your favorite one in the comments and we will read you.
Fantastic. Okay. Bueno, ¿qué hemos aprendido en esta, Aline?
Muchas cosas. Cómo narrar historias usando past perfect and past continuous. Vocabulario de true crime. Remember, suspense, twist, clue, investigation, red herrings, yes? And también hemos visto observación de estructuras y técnicas de narración que hacen que los podcasts sean más atractivos.
Genial.
Y
¿Y qué
aprenderemos
vamos a aprender?
cómo usar used to con D y used to para hablar de hábitos en el pasado y comparar con los actuales. No te lo pierdas.
Fantástico. Bueno, pues nada, ¿qué nos queda decir? Pues que puedes probar una clase privada gratuita con nosotros, que te garantizamos que tenemos los mejores profes, que tenemos la mejor plataforma de e-learning porque somos la mejor academia online de idiomas que puedes encontrar en inglés, en chino, en japonés y otros idiomas.
Y en francés.
Y nada, y en francés, correcto. Se me olvidaba el francés, Aline, madre mía. Bueno, escríbenos al link de la descripción o al QR que tenemos aquí. Y recuerda, estás a un clic de hablar como nativo. Pues